Thoughts actually change the synaptic
Ah,
connection in people's brain, so they are unable to comprehend information. And then that really goes into the targeting program, because mind control was part
yes,
of that. And so,
yes,
when many people already are behaving as automatons and no longer are really able to process information, even doctors, very learned people, they cannot
yes,
take in new information. They no longer have any reasoning faculties. That means that their neurology has been taken over. And you
right.
understand through the targeting program that you're also sort of now defending and helping with that whole aspect. Can you explain a little bit? What do
Yes.
you think about all of this? The
Yeah, I can.
5G.
It starts with the 1p36 gene deletion syndrome. So it's one of the things we discovered out of that military study that we talked about. The 6 month post marketing study revealed that the number one serious adverse event of special concern, in other words, the number one new disease these service members and their families went home with, was the 1p36 gene deletion. That is the gene that regulates our frontal cortex health. And so it's a congenital disease. You're born with it. And yet, this was a symptom of having the shots. So what we saw in the military in particular was that pilots, after they were getting their shots, couldn't get through the training programs. They lost the ability to reason. It was the executive function in their frontal cortex that they lost. And I think this was all by design, doctor, that, if you built the movie The Matrix was effectively a documentary. If you built humanity to be batteries and power sources and cloud computing nodes, don't believe me, that's live right now, by the way. That's real technology, and it's live. Look at inpersona.com right now. Then would you want people thinking, wouldn't you rather that you had stupid beings that just sat there and did nothing? It's not that they need our brain, they just need our bodies. And I think that's frankly been all of the plan all along. The good news is I don't think 50% of the people on this planet took the shots. And I don't understand exactly how all of it works. I'm interested in your testimony. Um, Graphene oxide is a thing. Very clearly, they were turning people into microprocessors, or maybe even not micro, just processors with the cesium components, amongst other things, all of which we came to find is required because when you turn people into cloud computing nodes, they have to connect with every other human and every other device. The people have 16-digit MAC addresses. The towers have 16-digit MAC addresses. This device I'm on right now has one. And through the mesh network, they have connected all MAC addresses together into one. Google did that about 6 weeks ago. So what I see as a weak link in all this, what I see as an Achilles heel, despite all of the low orbit satellites, is that if the towers aren't there and the towers don't act as repeaters, number one, they can't seem to find us very easily. Number two, they can't seem to amplify our signals very well. Number three, they can't harness our bodies. That was the point of SARS-CoV-1. SARS-CoV-2 was to make our bodies available to be discovered. Part three was the installation of the hardware, which was the shots, and they have now started harnessing people's energy. That's what I'm trying to express. If you don't believe me, go to
Esoteric symbology, at its deepest meaning, means incompletion, or if we want to get super technical, at the heart of 666 is base consciousness. 666 means base consciousness. So what does base consciousness mean? Base consciousness is another way of saying lead in alchemy, or base consciousness is known as animal consciousness, beast consciousness. That's why it's known as the mark of the beast. It's because without the sensationalizing of it, without the religious impositions on it, when you pull back all of that, what beast really means when it comes to the mark of the beast and 666 is that it's animal consciousness. No offense to animals, love animals. Animal consciousness, because it is base consciousness. It is the opposite of unity consciousness. Base meaning the most lowest level. So base consciousness is what 666 truly means. It means it's an incomplete process, the great work of alchemy, has not fully transmuted the lead into gold yet, or into unity consciousness. So unity consciousness, or enlightenment, would be the completion of that process, the completion of the great work. And so 666 is representing incompletion, man in its half state, in its base lower state of consciousness, and it has not completed the process into enlightenment, into unity consciousness. This also tracks with gematria, which is numerology, still just the deepest mysticism of numerology, where gematria completion is portrayed as 777. And then we also have in the tarot, and then in other branches of mysticism, 10 being completion. So you have 9 being completion, and that's absolute